clever ways to deal with toxic people. Let's be real, some people just drain the life out of you. You know the type. The ones who twist your words, make you second-guess yourself, or somehow make everything about them. Maybe it's that coworker who thrives on drama, the friend who only calls when they need something, or, worse, the family member who knows exactly how to push your buttons. Sound familiar? See, here's the thing. You don't have to put up with it. But if you think the only way out is a full-blown argument or cutting them off completely, hold on. Because today, I'm giving you 9 clever, borderline genius ways to deal with toxic people. Without the stress, without the guilt, and without letting them win. And trust me, these aren't your typical just ignore them or be the bigger person type of tips. No, we're getting strategic. We're talking power moves that put you back in control. Because toxic people, they live for your reactions. They feed on your frustration. But what if you flipped the script? What if, instead of feeling drained, you walked away from these interactions completely unbothered? That's exactly what we're going to do. By the end of this video, you'll know how to disarm toxic people without lifting a finger. Set boundaries like a pro, without drama. Mentally outplay manipulators at their own game. Sounds good? Let's dive in. 1. The energy shield, protecting your peace. Toxic people thrive on one thing, your reaction. Think about it. Every time they criticize you, guilt-trip you, or try to stir up drama, what's their goal? To make you engage, to get you upset. Imagine this. Every time you deal with a toxic person, you have a shield around you, an invisible force field that blocks their negativity. They throw insults. It bounces off. They try to guilt-trip you. It slides right past. They push your buttons? Guess what? Those buttons don't work anymore. How do you do this? Simple. Stop giving them access to your emotions. When they say something rude, smile and say nothing. When they try to start drama, change the subject. When they try to get under your skin, act like they're talking about the weather. I'm telling you, nothing frustrates a toxic person more than realizing they have no control over you. Let me give you a real-life example. I once had a coworker who lived for negativity. Every day she'd find something to complain about, someone to criticize. And when she realized I wasn't reacting, she upped the attacks. You know, you could try a little harder at your job. I looked at her, smiled, and said nothing. The silence. It ate her alive. She tried again. I'm just saying some of us actually put in effort. Still smiling. Still silent. You know what happened? She stopped trying. Because she realized I wasn't going to give her what she wanted. Remember, toxic people lose interest when they can't get a reaction. So, next time someone tries to mess with your peace, visualize that shield. Don't let them in. All right, let's move to the next power move. This one's a game changer. 2. Master the art of the unexpected response. Toxic people love predictability. They expect you to argue, defend yourself, or get upset. So what happens when you hit them with something unexpected? You break their script. You disarm them completely. Here's how you do it. Let's say someone throws a passive-aggressive comment at you like, "Oh wow, you finally showed up on time for once." Most people would respond in one of 2 ways. Defensive, "I'm not usually late, I just had a rough morning." Aggressive, "What's your problem?" Maybe worry about yourself. Both of these. Exactly what they want. Now, let's throw them off. "Oh wow, you finally showed up on time for once." You. "I know, right? Miracles happen." Big smile, zero frustration. Boom, Game over. Or let's say someone tries to manipulate you. You never make time for me anymore. You obviously don't care. Instead of justifying yourself, try this. That's one way to look at it. Then change the subject. No argument. No emotions. Just calm, controlled detachment. You see, toxic people want you to react. They want a battle. But when you respond with something playful, lighthearted, or just straight up neutral, they don't know what to do. Here's another trick. Agree, but make it weird. Toxic person. Wow, you're so bad at this. You. I know. I might actually break a world record for it. Toxic person. You're always so emotional. You. Yup. I cry at dog commercials daily. Watch how fast they get confused. Because here's the truth. Toxic people only have power over you if you play their game. But when you switch up the rules, they don't stand a chance. And trust me, once you start doing this, you'll never go back. All right, now that you know how to throw them off, let's move to the next strategy. This one is all about using silence as your weapon. 3. The silent power move. Mastering the pause. You know what's more powerful than any comeback? Silence. Most people think dealing with toxic people means you have to say the perfect thing, have the perfect response, or outwit them in some way. But sometimes, the strongest response is no response at all. Let me explain. Toxic people thrive on control. They want to dominate the conversation, twist your words, and force you into explaining yourself. But what happens when you don't give them that? They crumble. Let's put this into action. Imagine this. Someone is baiting you into an argument. They're accusing you, criticizing you, or saying something just to get a rise out of you. Normal reaction? You defend yourself. You explain, you engage, new reaction. You pause, no expression, no defense. No explanation, just a few seconds of pure, controlled silence. Here's what happens next. Toxic people hate silence. It forces them to sit with their own words. It makes them uncomfortable. It throws them off their game. Example. Toxic person. Wow, you never listen, do you? You. Pause. Hold eye contact. Say nothing. Suddenly, they're panicking inside. They're expecting you to fight back. But instead, you just let their words sit there, awkwardly. Or let's say they're trying to guilt trip you. Toxic person. I guess I just have to do everything myself since no one cares. You. Calmly nod. Stay silent. Now they don't know what to do. They were hoping for an emotional reaction. Instead, they're left sitting in the mess they just created. Why does this work? Because silence forces them to deal with their own negativity. It removes the energy they need to fuel their toxicity. Try it. Next time someone tries to push your buttons, just pause. Watch how fast they start stumbling over their own words. And speaking of making toxic people uncomfortable, let's talk about the next power move. The mirror effect. 4. The mirror effect. Let them see themselves. Here's a secret most people don't realize. Toxic people don't actually listen to themselves. They gaslight. They manipulate. They throw out insults. But if you ever flipped their words back at them, they'd have no idea what to do. That's where the mirror effect comes in. Instead of arguing, just reflect their own words right back at them. Example. Toxic person. Ugh, you're so selfish. You. So, you're saying I'm selfish? Calm, neutral tone. Now they have to sit with their own accusation. They have to process the words they just threw at you. And guess what? They won't like it. Here's another one. Toxic person. You always overreact. You. So, you're saying my feelings aren't valid? Pause. Let them sit with it. Or let's say they're trying to blame you for something they did. Toxic person. You're the reason this happened. You. So, you think I'm the reason? Raise an eyebrow. Silence. Why does this work? Because suddenly, they feel exposed. Their words, which they thought were a weapon, have now been turned into a mirror. And here's the kicker. If they try to backtrack, they'll expose their own manipulation. Well, that's not what I meant. You're twisting my words. I didn't mean it like that. Oh, so you didn't mean it? Interesting. This is a game changer. Toxic people expect you to get emotional. They expect you to fight back. But when you stay calm and simply hold up a mirror, they start unraveling. And that, my friend, is power. All right, we've covered 4 clever strategies. Let's keep going, because the next one is all about protecting your emotional energy like it's money in the bank. 5. The emotional budget. Stop overspending on negativity. Imagine your emotional energy is like money. Every time you engage with a toxic person, you're spending it. Now let me ask you, would you waste $1,000 on something worthless? No. Then why waste your emotional energy on toxic people? See, every time you argue with them, defend yourself, or try to get them to see your side, you're making a withdrawal from your emotional bank account. And guess what? Toxic people, they're not just taking your energy, they're stealing it. So, here's a mindset shift that changes everything. Start treating your emotions like money. Whenever someone tries to bait you into drama, ask yourself, is this worth my emotional budget? Toxic coworker starting drama. Expensive. Not worth it. Family member making passive-aggressive comments? Overpriced. Walk away. Friend guilt-tripping you into doing something? Too costly. Save your energy. Instead of spending your energy where it's not appreciated, invest it where it grows. Healthy relationships that uplift you. People who respect your boundaries. Situations that bring you peace. And here's the trick. Next time a toxic person comes at you, mentally put a price tag on their negativity. Imagine every second you waste arguing costs you $100. Every emotional breakdown costs you $500. Now tell me, would you still spend it? Probably not. So, start saving your energy like you'd save your money. Because once you stop overspending on negativity, toxic people lose their grip on you. All right, now that we've got your emotional budget under control, let's talk about a ninja-level strategy for making toxic people lose interest in you completely. 6. The power of gray rocking. Ever heard of the gray rock method? It's a technique that works especially well against narcissists, manipulators, and drama lovers. And it's ridiculously simple. Here's how it works. You make yourself the most boring, uninteresting, unreactive person in the world. Why? Because toxic people feed on drama, excitement, and reactions. If you don't give them any, they lose interest. Fast. Think of it like this. Toxic people want fire. Your reaction is oxygen. If you don't give them oxygen, the fire dies. How to gray rock in real life. Keep your responses dull. Toxic person. You're so selfish. You. No emotion, no reaction. Give one-word answers. Toxic person. Why are you ignoring me? You. Busy. No explanation. Don't defend yourself. Toxic person. You're always making mistakes. You. Okay. No fight, no reaction. Avoid eye contact and keep your body language neutral. No nodding excessively. No leaning in. No showing signs of frustration. Here's the magic of this technique. Toxic people get bored. If they can't trigger you, they'll move on to someone else. I had a former friend who loved stirring up drama. If I didn't react the way she wanted, she'd push harder. But the moment I started gray-rocking, she lost interest. She stopped texting. She stopped gossiping. She moved on. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to fight toxic people. You just make yourself too boring for them. And that's power. Now, if you thought this was good, wait till you hear the next strategy, because we're about to get really clever. 7. The fake agreement hack. Agree, but make it weird. All right, let's talk about one of the most unexpectedly hilarious ways to handle toxic people. It's called the fake agreement hack, and it's an absolute game changer. Toxic people love to argue. They thrive on conflict. They want you to defend yourself because it gives them power. So, what if you just agreed with them, but not in a way that gives them control? You agree, but make it weird. Example 1. Toxic person. Wow, you're so lazy. You. Oh, totally. I've been trying to set a world record for it. Big smile, no reaction. Example 2. Toxic person. You're always so emotional. You. I know, right? I cried over a dog food commercial yesterday. It was beautiful. Example 3. Toxic person. You're terrible at this. You. Probably. But hey, consistency is key, right? Shrug. Move on. Why does this work? Because toxic people expect you to fight back. They want resistance. But when you agree in a way that's ridiculous or playful, they get confused. They're left thinking, wait, what just happened? That wasn't the reaction I expected. Are they messing with me? And before they can figure it out, you've already moved on. This does 2 things. It keeps your energy protected. No arguments, no wasted emotions. It subtly mocks their negativity. They realize their insults have 0 effect on you. Try this the next time someone throws a rude comment your way. Agree, but make it weird. Watch how fast they get uncomfortable. Now let's get into the next strategy, the one that helps you set boundaries like a boss. 8. The personal no-fly zone. Boundaries that actually work. Let's be honest, setting boundaries with toxic people feels impossible. Why? Because they don't respect them. The moment you try to set a limit, they guilt trip you. Oh, so now I'm the bad guy. Ignore it. Haha, you're joking, right? Push harder. You can't just cut me off like that. So how do you set a boundary that actually works? Simple. You remove their ability to argue with it. Here's the trick. Instead of over-explaining, use short, firm, and non-negotiable phrases. I'm not available for that. Instead of, I don't think I can. That doesn't work for me. Instead of, I don't know if I can. I'm going to pass on that. Instead of, I wish I could, but... Notice how these don't leave room for debate. Most people struggle with boundaries because they feel the need to explain themselves. Wrong move. Explanations give toxic people something to argue with. Cut that out. Here's an example. Toxic friend. Hey, I need you to drop everything and help me right now. Bad response. I really want to, but I'm super busy today, and I don't have time. Better response. I'm not available for that. Full stop. No excuses. Toxic family member. You should visit more. You never make time for us. Bad response. I know, I've just been really busy with work, and... Better response. I can't make it this time, but I hope you have a great day. Boom. Done. No arguing, no explaining. Just a firm, clear boundary. And here's the best part. If they keep pushing, you repeat yourself like a broken record. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. I've already answered that. Eventually, they'll realize you're not playing their game. And once that happens, they back off. Now, let's talk about the ultimate power move, the one that tells toxic people you're done wasting time on them. 9. The ultimate exit strategy, knowing when to walk away. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Not every toxic relationship is worth fixing. Sometimes the smartest and most powerful move you can make is to walk away. No explanation, no dramatic goodbye, no last attempt to make them see your side. Just done. I know, it sounds easier said than done, but here's what you need to ask yourself. Is this person adding value to my life or just draining me? Do I feel safe, respected, and supported around them? Am I constantly exhausted after dealing with them? If the answer to these is no, then why are they still in your life? The toxicity test. Here's a simple way to know if you should walk away. If someone disrespects your boundaries repeatedly, manipulates, guilt trips, or gaslights you, never takes responsibility for their actions, always makes you feel bad about yourself, only reaches out when they need something, then it's time to ask yourself, what are you holding on to? Because here's the hard truth. You can't change them. You can't make them see your worth. You don't owe them unlimited chances. Some toxic people will never change, no matter how much you hope they will. And keeping them in your life out of guilt, fear, or obligation isn't loyalty. It's self-destruction. How to walk away without the drama. If you're dealing with someone truly toxic, you don't owe them a big explanation. For friends, I don't think this friendship is working for me anymore. I wish you the best. No further discussion. For family members, I'm choosing to distance myself for my own peace. I hope you can respect that. For toxic work environments, I've decided to move on to a new opportunity. Thank you for your time. Then leave and block their emails. And the biggest thing, stick to your decision. No going back. No letting them guilt you. No explaining yourself for the 100th time, because your peace is worth more than their drama. And if you've been waiting for a sign to let go of someone toxic, this is it. Now let's wrap this up and leave you with a final message that sticks. Conclusion. Your peace is non-negotiable. All right, let's bring this home. We've just gone through 9 clever, powerful ways to deal with toxic people. And by now, you know that you don't have to fight, explain, or exhaust yourself trying to fix them. Instead, you can protect your energy with an invisible shield. Throw them off with unexpected responses. Use silence as a weapon. Mirror their words and make them see themselves. Stop wasting your emotional budget. Become boring to them with the gray rock method. Agree, but make it weird. Set boundaries without guilt. And when necessary, walk away like a boss. But here's the most important takeaway. You don't owe anyone access to your peace. Not a toxic friend, not a manipulative family member, not a coworker who thrives on drama. You get to choose who has a seat at your table. And if someone keeps bringing negativity, you have every right to pull that chair away. So if you've been feeling stuck, exhausted, or drained by certain people in your life, this is your sign. Take back your power. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these strategies do you think you'll use first? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more real-life strategies. Share this with someone who needs it because everyone deserves peace. including you. See you in the next video. Stay strong, stay smart, and most importantly, protect your energy.